Hey guys, how's it going? Long time no see. Haven't done a car video in a while, so I'm in between classes right now, so that's why I decided to do this. So a few days ago, I watched Terminator Dark Fate. So I wanted to get my opinions out on why I thought this film was bad and what's wrong with Hollywood nowadays. And why do they keep putting out this kind of garbage? So I'll be honest with you though, Terminator Dark Fate, it's not a bad action film. It's actually a pretty good action film. But as a Terminator film, it's really bad. I'll be honest with you, it's really bad. So there will be some spoilers, so just let you know that. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you want to see the movie, you can just click off this now. No hard feelings. But if you've seen it already, or if you just don't care about spoilers, then please stick around and hopefully this will be enjoyable for y'all. So, the film opens up with footage from Terminator 2 and with the logos, and it's like gets you hyped up, like, okay, they're gonna do this right. And then they pull an Alien 3. They kill off John Connor. And not an older John Connor. They kill off a young CGI HD-aged John Connor with a young de-aged Sarah Connor, which they look great, by the way. They look fantastic. So that takes place like 2 years after the events of Terminator 2. And so another Terminator was just sent back from the future and then killed off John Connor. So now the events of Terminator 2 were not important anymore. Just pretty much scrapped. And I'll be honest, that really pissed me off. Because why would you just completely destroy the legacy of Terminator 2 like that? And we all thought that since James Cameron was coming back to produce, we thought, okay, this will be the really good third Terminator movie. Because I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed Terminator 3 for what it was. And I really enjoyed Terminator Salvation. I thought that was great for what it did on its own for a futuristic sci-fi movie. Terminator, it was still relatable for the past Terminator films. It didn't take a dump on him. So, in Genesis, that was just, we don't talk about Genesis. That movie was just bad all around. So, Dark Fate. The sad part is what I'm hearing is that James Cameron's idea was actually his idea to kill off John Connor. And if that's the case, then that just proves right there he doesn't want to save the franchise. He doesn't care about coming back to this franchise. And all he cares about is his blue space people in Avatar. And 5 more sequels that no one cares about. Only he cares about. So, enough about that though. Let's talk about the movie and what's wrong with Hollywood nowadays. This movie just completely says, no, we're going on in a new direction that we want to go. And that's okay. If you want to go in a new direction, that's fully okay with me. But please give us a justified reason of why you would kill off the future leader of the human resistance against the Terminators, against Skynet. Why would you do that? They don't give us a good justification at all. Instead, they introduce Danny, who is the new John Connor. And they specifically say that in the movie. Early in the movie, they try to make us think that, okay, she's going to be birthing the new John Connor, and he's going to be the new leader of the resistance, human resistance. Nope. It turns out she is the new John Connor, and they specifically said, you're not going to birth any man to lead, to save the people, to save the world. It's going to be you. It's not going to be any man. Which I'm like, oh gosh, come on, y'all. Really? Really? We're doing identity politics in a Terminator movie? Really? Gosh, but no, I'm not going to do a rant on that because that's not what I'm here for. So, if killing off John Connor wasn't bad enough, they bring Arnold back in a very strange way. You know how Arnold was able to kind of grow a conscience a little bit in Terminator 2. He was able to learn stuff. They take that to a whole new level in this movie. The Terminator that kills young John Connor in this movie, after he's dead, his mission is fulfilled, and now he pretty much gets a family for the next 50 years or however long it is. And now he grows a conscience. He can think like a human, acts like a human, which is pretty cool, but it kind of destroys the lore of Terminator, which is alright, but still, he met this family like 7 months after he killed off John Connor. So from then, for like 40 years or whatever, 30, 40 years or whatever, plus when they finally find him again, the relationship never got physical. And they say that in the movie when Sarah Connor asks Arnold Schwarzenegger, which his name is Carl in the movie. They name him Carl. She asks Carl, so your wife never figured out you weigh 4,000 pounds or 400 pounds, whatever how much he weighs, and he's like, our relationship is never physical. It's strictly I don't know how he said it because I remember, but he specifically said a relationship is not physical. So like really, so after all those years, she never got emotionally or physically wanted to get attached to you, and never wanted to marry you, because technically he saved her and her son's life. So after all of that, they're telling me she never wanted to marry you and never figured out that you're a robot. That's just another can of worms that I'm not going to open, because that's just too much to think about. It's a movie, it's a sci-fi movie, so you're not supposed to think about stuff like that. But at the same time, you're kind of just, whatever. So moving on. The movie is just not that great. Sarah Connor was the best part, I think, of the movie, and the new Terminator, whatever her name is, Grace, New Terminator, she's very unlikable. I mean, she's not a Terminator, she's a cyborg, and she's very unlikable. Every other minute, she's making smart remarks to Sarah Connor, and she's really unlikable. Because we already love Sarah Connor, because we've seen her in the past films. We already love her. And now we're seeing this new character we know absolutely nothing about, we don't care about, just making these smart remarks and saying that she's the better version of anything. And she's really humanity's last hope if she's going to protect Danny. So she's here to protect humanity's last hope. So if she dies, that means everyone else dies. It's like, get out of here. We just don't like you. So that all together, we just don't really care. And Danny, the girl, she's alright, but she went from scared little girl to warrior really fast in the movie. Like, the movie takes place maybe over a matter of weeks, or maybe a week, and she goes from scared little girl to war hero and mindset really fast, and just didn't make any sense for that kind of character development to go that fast. Arnold had some of the best one-liners, so that's definitely a plus in the movie. But the movie in general had a lot of plot holes that just weren't answered. Like, there was a part where the military guy gave Sarah Connor electronic bombs to kill off the new future Terminator, which I'll get to that Terminator in a second. But this guy had no connection with anyone else that we've seen in any other Terminator movies, and he's willing to commit treason to help Sarah out. We have no reason, no idea why. They never said why. So stuff like that, it's just in the movie just to move the plot along, and that's it. The new Terminator, I'm not sure what the number is, but Skynet no longer exists, so Legion is a new Skynet. New Skynet? I don't know, whatever. So Legion now exists, because that's the future machines. So they created these new Terminators. They still call them Terminators. send back this Terminator to kill off Danny. And this Terminator is really cool, I will admit. Pretty cool. It's able to split in two. The skeleton is able to survive on his own, and the liquid Terminator from T2 is part of it, so it will split off, be the liquid, and then the metal cage Terminator. And then when they come back together, they're just stronger. But when they're separate, they're still as strong. Or it's a little less strong. Yeah, less strong. So pretty cool, really cool idea. And the way they execute it, pretty cool. Because this Terminator is able to have be very charismatic, be able to carry on conversation, able to be funny at times, and actually sound real. It's very believable. I thought they did a great job on him, the new Terminator. Other than that, the movie just fell flat on its face as a Terminator film. Again, good action film, terrible Terminator film. And it always ends with Arnold dying. Why do these Terminator movies always end with Arnold dying? Because he's getting older, I guess, and they just have to kill him off every single time. Whatever. So, they do set this movie up for a sequel, which I don't think is going to happen because this movie has tanked at the box office so far. This, right now, I believe, has around $100 million loss. Those are the numbers that Paramount, 20th Century Fox, those are the numbers, not the numbers they want. That's not the number that Hollywood wants. And now let's get on to the problem, what's wrong with Hollywood. Hollywood still wants to put out all this stuff to push their identity politics and their mumble-jumble garbage into the films. And they're using current franchises to do it. Why? Because they know that people will go see the movie. Because it's something that's familiar to them. They're doing it with Star Wars. They did it with Terminator. They're doing it with Charlie's Angels. They're doing it with countless other movies. I'm guaranteed they're probably going to do it Indiana Jones, which I'm not looking forward to seeing that, because if you're just going to ruin Harrison Ford's legacy, why even bother? So that's why they do it. They make these new movies or remakes or sequels. Always a remake or a sequel. We can never have something original anymore, which really pisses me off. Why can't people just try to do something original? Because original takes chances, and therefore it may not make money. But look at sequels and the sequels, prequels, or remakes they're doing. A lot of them nowadays aren't making money. Why do you think Ghostbusters 2016 failed so much? Because they tried to just completely get rid of the guys and put the girls in there, which would have been no problem if the story was good, but the story just took a huge dump on the original franchise of Ghostbusters, and the movie flopped. And what happened after it flopped? Hollywood blamed audience members like you and me, who just said, no, we're not standing for this. This is garbage because of X, Y, and Z reasons. Like, oh, no, you're racist, you're sexist, because you don't like this movie. No, that's not the reason. Because the movie sucked. The story sucked. The jokes sucked. And I'm not even going to go on and go with 2016 Rant, because that'd be another hour. Because that movie just was so bad. Okay, visual effects, but the movie was bad. So that's why Hollywood keeps on doing this. Because they know and feel that as long as they keep making something that's familiar to us, we'll keep seeing it. The Last Jedi was the worst Star Wars film ever made, in my opinion. And it's because they tried to do something new that wasn't really connected to the Star Wars lore, that now is canon, that a lot of people, including myself, don't like. So now Rise of Skywalker is going to have to try to fix that, but I don't really think they can, because the damage has already been done. It's too great. So I'm not going to go on that rant, because again, that's another can of worms. But specifically for Terminator and Hollywood thought, hey, what else can we do that's familiar? Let's go back to Terminator. and let's see if we can make more money off of it. But hey, what can we do to make sure we get butts in the seats? Let's get James Cameron back. What a great idea. And let's make it R-rated. The R rating really didn't add anything besides the cursing and the blood. That's it. It just felt like a generic R-rated action film. That's all it did. It did not feel like a Terminator film. Why? Because I believe Hollywood has lost the passion and the creativity to make a true sequel to something that everyone loved. How do I put this in the... If I was going to make a sequel to a movie that everyone loved, I would take the time and energy for years to make sure I got the right script. And not just be like, okay, first draft done, rewrite it a little bit, send it off, everything cool? Great. Make sure we got that identity politics in there. We make sure we got our check marks off. We got a woman? Yup. We got a woman hero? Yup. Do we have the original characters? Yup. And that's, in my mind, how it went. They were just doing nothing but check marks. And bringing Sarah Connor back is like another guaranteed way they could have got butts in the seats. Sadly, that movie wasn't great. And it's now biting Hollywood in the butt. Because Hollywood is starting, hopefully, after they see this flop, the Hollywood start to realize that people don't want to see garbage. We want to see good, quality, written films. If the writing is terrible, then the movie is garbage. It doesn't matter if you have the best director in the world. If the writing is garbage, it doesn't matter. I learned that from first-hand experience. But, that's pretty much it. This was my rant on the new Terminator. And again, decent action film. Really good action film. And just a terrible Terminator film. Awful. And I really don't think there's going to be another one. Because after the studio sees the kind of money it's making right now, there's no way they're going to make another one. And Tim Miller, the director, he's right now saying, like every other director is saying, like, oh, it's the people who are afraid of women who aren't coming to the movie. No, that's not it at all. The movie is just bad. Because you killed off a huge character, the reason why the Terminator movies exist in the first place, and you don't give it justification. The only reason why, way to give justification a little bit is the very end before Arnold dies. He says, "For John." That was a justification. That's it. And that's not enough for me. If you're going to kill off a huge character like John, you better have a really good reason. And they did not. Guys, that's my little rant for today. Gosh. Whew. Hopefully Hollywood will finally get a hit. If not, then they're going to have to keep learning this lesson over and over again. And I'm hoping Indiana Jones won't suffer the same fate. Alright, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.